Hello, everyone. So this is my video for you on how to determine whether or not something is a subject or a predicate in a sentence, and also to tell you what a sentence is. So every time you look at a sentence, you see a bunch of words in a string, capital letter at the beginning and punctuation at the end, either a period or a question mark or an exclamation point. And the words encapsulated between that first capital letter and that end punctuation must form a complete thought, or it's not actually a sentence. So it's interesting, once you have those words together and you put them in a sentence, you have this complete thought. Well, sometimes we have a fragment, which is an incomplete thought. And sometimes we have a run-on sentence, which is a sentence that has more than one thought. And you can do that in some sophisticated ways, making things like compound sentences and other sentences like complex sentences. But run-on sentences is just poorly constructed. Really, let's get to the simplest sentence and the simplest little sentence to begin with, and we'll move from there. We'll go on from there. So every sentence must have a verb, which is called the predicate. And every sentence must have a subject or noun. So basically, all predicates have a verb in them, and all subjects have a noun or a pronoun in them. And the simple subject and the full subject, the complete subject, are a little different. So today, we're going to be working on complete subjects and complete predicates, which are the simplest thing to do because you just have to divide a sentence usually in half to figure out what is what. So the simple subject and the complete subject are similar because they both tell us who is doing the action of the verb. That's pretty cool. And the complete and simple predicate are similar because they both tell us what's happening in the sentence. But the difference between complete and simple is that simple is one word. Complete is all the words that go with that one word. And this week, we're doing the complete subject and the complete predicate. So there's an algorithm to use, and I want to show you what that is. So I figured this out a long time ago. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to ask what is happening in the sentence. And you're going to look at the sentence and find the verb. You're going to find the action or the state of being. Usually for the first few sentences we do, mostly we'll just do actions. So what's happening? And then once you figure out what's happening, you ask who or what of the verb. And that gives you the subject. What's happening is the predicate, and who's doing it is the subject. So in the sentence, grass grows, the first thing you'll notice is that there's action going on. The action that's going on is growing, something that the grass does. So growing is the complete predicate. The word grows. It's a simple word. It's a short sentence. It's the complete predicate. So it's grows. So over that, I will put the little word P for predicate. And it's really little. I need to make that bigger. There you go. So that's the predicate. Now we're going to ask who or what grows. Who or what grows? Grass grows. So it's doing the action of the growing. Therefore, it's the subject. And that's what we want there. We want the subject. So again, to make this very simple for you, we find the verb. That's the first part of the algorithm. Then we ask who or what of the verb, and then we have the subject. So we find the verb, that's the predicate, ask who or what, and that's the subject. Let's do it again for dogs play. Now notice I've written a little or drawn a little divider here. This is a diagram, and always we'll put the predicate on the right-hand side, and always we'll put the subject on the left-hand side. And so we're going to just, instead of writing subject predicate, we'll just assume that everything over here is the predicate and everything over here is the subject. Everything over here is the action. Everything over here is the thing doing the action. And in this one, we have to look at the two words, dogs play. Well, what's happening? Playing. So we'll put that over here as the predicate. Okay. Now, who or what is doing the playing? Dogs. That's the subject. Because it's a short sentence, the complete subject is dog and the complete predicate is play. Because it's a short sentence, the simple subject is dogs and the simple predicate is play. Excuse me, I'm dying. Not of coronavirus. Let's do another one. Cats and kittens purr. So when I look at cats and kittens, I know they are things, they're subjects, they're nouns. And when I look at purr, I know that's an action. So I'm going to assume that that's the action. And now I'm going to say, who or what purrs? Cats and kittens. So what you have is a very simple sentence, cats and kittens purr. The complete subject is cats and kittens. The complete predicate is purr. It's that simple. Because the cats and kittens are doing the purring. Let's do another one. John and I raced. Well, what's the action? What's happening? What can you see with your eyes? What's happening? Racing. Okay, so we put that over here. That's the predicate side of the diagram. And then we're going to go, okay, who or what raced? Well, two people, John and I. And so the complete subject is John and I. And the complete predicate is raced. Okay, that's cool. Let's try another one. Over here, Jeff laughed and chuckled. Jeff laughed and chuckled. What's the action? Well, weirdly enough, there's two actions, laughing and chuckling. You can hear them. They're about the same thing, actually. So we'll put that over here and we go, okay, the complete predicate is laughed and chuckled. Who or what laughed and chuckled? A guy named Jeff. Jeff's the complete subject. The complete predicate is laughed and chuckled. When we do the complete subject and the complete predicate, we're using every word in the sentence. We're not leaving any words out. Ooh, I had an earthquake. All right, so let's try another one, except this one's already done for you. And it's Caroline wrote and drew. In this case, Caroline is the complete subject. What did she do? She wrote and drew. Remember the algorithm, though. Find the verbs first. Wrote and drew is the verbs. What, who or what wrote or drew? Caroline. Now, this one's crazy because it's two of them and two of them. This is complete. This is more like the sentences that you're going to run across. Jeff and Marie sing and dance. Well, what's happening? First of all, it looks like a good time. We got some singing going on and we got some dancing going on. So the complete predicate is singing and dancing, sing and dance. Now we're looking at what's left, and what's left, besides this and, which is just going to move out of the way, is Jeff and Marie. So that will be the complete subject. But we know it's the complete subject because we know who is singing and who is dancing. And they're both doing both things. Let's try this one. Connor and Kelsey tried and lost. First part of the algorithm, what's happening here? Well, trying and losing. We got two verbs. That's okay. We can have two verbs. We could have three verbs. We could have four verbs. And then we say, well, who or what tried and lost? Connor and Kelsey. Okay, you could have three. You could have Connor, Kelsey, and Bill. You could have all three of them. So the simple subject, we're not worried about that. That's next week. Complete subject, Connor and Kelsey. Complete predicate, tried but lost. Okay. Now we're getting there, and we could do that. We can go any further, but I'm just going to do a couple with you, and that is the lava from the volcano is very dangerous. Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to underline or draw a dividing line between the subject and the predicate, and I need to figure out what's happening. Well, the only thing that's happening here is. Is a form of the verb to be, and it's the most common verb in our language. Whenever you see is, it's in the predicate. Is very dangerous. The lava from the volcano is a thing. Is very dangerous describes what something is, but being the most common verb, we're just going to do this, and that's the predicate. And then we have then we have the subject over here, the lava from the volcano. And I don't know why that's not straight. It should be. Okay, that's interesting. I'll get rid of that and try that again. And if it doesn't work this time, well then, the heck with it. Yeah, every time I want to show you guys something, this happens. Let's draw this line instead. Is very dangerous. So what you have over here is the complete subject, the lava from the volcano, and the complete predicate is very dangerous. Probably should have done this on paper, but I think you can see from everything that we tried over here that if you could take a sentence and cut it in half with a dividing line, like we have here under grass grows, and here for dogs play, and here for kittens purr, you can see that that vertical line usually separates a common construction of a sentence. And everything to the left of it, depending on it, is usually the subject. Sometimes if it's an inverted sentence, it'll be the predicate. But if it's got a verb in it, we know it's the predicate. Predicate equals verb, subject equals noun. So again, to remind you how to do all of this, the first thing you're going to do is ask what is happening in the sentence as a single word, and then all the words that go with that are the complete predicate. And then you're going to ask who or what of the verb, and all the words that go with that are the complete subject. We'll do more of this later. We'll see how you do. I might have to post another video halfway through the week. If I do, I'll email you. But until then, good luck with this. I really want this to work out for you guys. And let me know how you do. Thanks.